Hello. I hope you're doing good. And if this is your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe. Your subscription will mean a lot to me. So today what we want to do, we want to continue with our tutorial that we've been doing of designing a swimming pool. And what we want to design today is the shades that you can, those shades. So I'm going to the line tool and I'm going to draw a shade with a radius of 1200 millimeters. Then once I have my shade in place, I go to design, then the roof option, and I'm going to switch on. I want the thickness to be 15 mm and the pitch to be 32.5 degrees. And for the model, I'm gonna switch it off for now, and this is okay. Then you can hold the spacebar and you right click. Then I want to draw, I'm going to the north, so I'm going to project map, and then I'm going to open my north elevation. I want to change the height of the roof from the ground, from the ground. So I'm using the line tool and I just want to see how high is this one. So from the line tool I can tell that is 2840. So I want it to be at 2500, so I'm going to drag it down by 340. So 340, it will bring it to 2500 from the ground level. And I'm going to select my roof now, and I go to design, then roof extras and roof maker, then roof wizard. What I want to do is to add in some trusses. Then I'll change this one to 25. I don't even want the rafters. I'm going to make sure that everything here is 25 mm. So I'm changing everything to 25 mm, 25 mm, 25 mm, the thickness as well as the height, the width and the height of the purlin, trimmers and ridges. I just want it to be as thin as possible, so that's why I'm going with 25 mm. And I want my structure to be delicate in form, so yeah. Then I hit OK, and once I hit OK, I'm going to the north elevation, and I want to change the position. I want to change the position of my roof. I want to bring it a little bit higher, so I'm going to take it 20, then I add in 15, it will be 35. I'm going to drag it up by 35 mm, which is okay. Yeah. So far so good. It looks like this. It looks nice, I think, to me. To you, do you think it looks nice? Yeah, if this is your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like as well. So the next thing that I'm going to do, I want to use this control box to offset the roof. I'm going to offset the roof. I want to offset it by 1600. Should be okay. 1600. Yeah, I'm going with 1600. I think 1600 is okay. Yeah. So there I have my roof, and I'm going to change its elevation from the ground. I want it to be at 3500. I want it to be at 3500 will look more nicer. And yeah. Then I'm going to 3D, and now I can have a look at it. This way it looks more like a cocktail or something. Is it called a cocktail? I don't know. But let me go to the northern elevation and lower it down a little bit, or a little bit. So I'm going to the north elevation, and all I'm going to do is to lower it down by 100 mm, or drag it down by 100 mm. 100, please type 100. Yeah, 100 mm. And then I think it looks okay now. It looks okay. All that is remaining is for me to switch on the layers, the model textures. But let us draw so I'm going to the beam, and I'm going to select the circular and the structure, and I want it to be 75 millimeter the thickness of my beam. I want something that looks delicate, and I'm switching these ones on, and let me use paint ivory black. So when I go to Twinmotion, I'm going to change everything to what I want, but for now I can do it like this. Yeah. Then I'm going to set this one to 400 and negative 500, and now press okay. Then I go and try to check now how does it look. Yeah, it looks nicer. I mean, to me it looks okay. So to you, I don't know, you can tell me in the comment section, how does it look? Does it look nice or bad? But of course it is nice when you check it the 3D. Make sure you check it in the 3D to see if everything is okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch on the textures for this one. So I want this one to be glossy white. I have a problem with letter G. Then I want this one to be paint vermilion. Yeah, that one looks okay. Then I'm going to, for this one at the top, no, this wasn't okay. So I'm going for this one, and I'm pressing is Ctrl T. Then I want this one to be this. Then I'm going with the black andesite always looks nice as well, but of course I'll change when I'm in Twinmotion. I just wanted to give me more room for playing around with it. Then I press OK, and I think everything looks okay. Everything. Yeah, it looks okay to me. How does it look to you? Does it look okay, or it needs some modification? Then we can be able to modify it right now, but so far I think it looks okay. So yeah. And also I'm having a problem with speaking English. English is very hard. So what I'm doing, so of course I've grouped all the elements together. To group is you select each and you press Ctrl G. Then I'm just going to drag them to different parts. To drag is Ctrl Shift D. Then I drag to different sections. To group, I selected each component of the shades I had drawn. Then you hold Shift to select each component in 3D. Then now all I'm doing is you press Ctrl G. So but for now I was dragging a Shift G, and I think it looks okay as well. Yeah, doesn't look bad. But of course in the video that you saw when we began this series, the shades were looking different. Those are different types of shades, and I have them. I will use them also, but designing those ones takes a lot of time because I use the morph tool. That's why I went with this one. Is easier for a beginner to easily draw them. And for now I just want to draw the ground or the mesh. So I'm going to offset this line. I'm offsetting this one, so by any value, which was 50. Once I have done the offsetting of that one, that's just a line. I'm going to draw another line, this one, and I'm going to draw another line as well. So I go and draw another line here as well. So but then I think you need to have a path, so I'm going to draw a path or a road, a small section where you can easily walk. Yes. So after drawing that one, I'm just going to use Ctrl Shift plus D to make a copy of it. Drag a copy. Yeah, drag a copy bwana. Yeah, then we do drag a copy by 1200. 1200 is okay for a foot part. Yeah. So after dragging by 1200, then I'm going to select this the two of them. You hold Shift, and I just want them to be far away from the corner. Then I'm selecting this one, and I'm going to move it again and drag a copy by 500 mm. just want 500 mm, but 500 mm is, but yeah, for now let's do with 500 mm. 500 mm is good if you want to do a fence of like the hedge fence or the flower fence or something close to that. But in my case, so then I'm going to design, and I'm going for the mesh tool, and I want to draw my mesh here. So all I do is hold spacebar and press right click and right click again and again and again and again, and it's all okay. So yeah, you see it is beginning to look more realistic and more nicer. Then you can see there is some change in elevation. Yes, there is some difference in elevation. So I'm going to click this guy is my mesh, and I press Ctrl T and I change the elevation. I want it to be at 300. 300 won't be okay, so we're going to change it until we find a value that works, which I think in this case should have been 400 or 450 mm, but accidentally, yeah, 400 should work. Yes, that looks nicer. Then what you want to draw now is the path where you can walk. Ukitoka Simwani unaweza tembea hapo mos ndio unafanya mashughuli zako. So yeah, tukachore. So I'm going to the slab option, and I hold spacebar again and press. Then I can click both of them and change their elevation, as well as I want to change the elevation but also the texture. So this should be something like 300. One less is something like 300. One less try with 1000. Then okay, let's see in 3D. Does it look okay? It doesn't look okay. Also, the texture is still water wavy that we used for our swimming pool, so we're going to work on it more. I click them both and Ctrl T, and I want to change this one to -200. Then okay, and it looks a little bit okay. Then I want to change the texture now. So the texture I'm going to use paint ultraviolet, and doesn't look bad, but I think if it was glossy white it will have looked even more better, or more nicer, or more sweeter, or more delicious. So again, I'm going to change this one to let me change to pavement asphalt light. Of course, these things we will change with Twinmotion to any other texture that we will have. Yes, and it looks okay, but not that okay. The ultraviolet part doesn't look good. It's too thick, and also the color is not nice. But anyways, for this time, let me just change the elevation and try to bring it a little more to the, let me change this one. Still doesn't look okay. Let me change this one to 400. Yeah, doesn't look bad. Let me increase to 350, -350. So 350, 150. Yeah, let me leave it at that point.